Hi, my name is Larry Coats, and I'm with Coats Saddlery, and this is my son Myles Coats. We're here to George Strait Roping today, and we had some questions come in on our Facebook page that we want to answer for you. Myles, read the first question.
Okay, Darci asked how to determine the gullet size.
Well, you know, gullet size kind of differs on different horses' backs and everything else, but you know, me and Myles, we've been working on a gullet spread that's really been really good on about 80% of the horses today. And so it kind of depends on how thick or thin your horse's back is. But it's not so much the gullet spread on the front of the spread, it's on the back of the horse. Me and Myles have been really looking at horses today on the loin of the horse, and they're really fat in the loin. And the biggest thing is you got to have a balanced saddle. So if you've got a balanced saddle and you widen it up in the back end sits down, the front end will follow always the back end. So, you know, just like this year, me and Myles, we built 17 saddles this year that went through the NFR out there in the NFR pen. And every one of them was on the same exact gullet spread, which is what we call the number 10 spread. And there's only two saddles out there. Dakota Kirchenschlager was on the 20 spread, and Martin Lucero was on the 0 spread. And everybody else was on the 10 spread. So I'm saying that we're hitting about 80 to 85% of the horses out there on my middle spread. So it's not, it depends, I mean, as far as answering that question, Darci, is that it depends on what your horse's back looks like, but you don't look at a saddle that fits underneath the horse's wither. You look at the side view of it, and you got to have a balanced saddle on a horse's back, because if the saddle's balanced, then the horse, I mean the rider will be balanced in the saddle, and everything is parallel with the horse's back. So, and then you can perform better, your horse can perform better. So, but we can determine all that with videos of your horse's back, not really videos, but pictures. Email them to me and Myles. We discuss it in the office every day. We get 5 or 6 a day, and we discuss them. We call the customer up, and then we determine. And if we don't think that pictures will do us justice, then we send a tree to you. You put the tree on the horse's back, and then we'll have you send a couple more pictures in, and we'll determine if you need the 0, the 10, or the 20 spread. And then that's how we determine the gullet size. What do you think, Myles?
Yeah, that's pretty good. And if she wasn't going off of like what gullet size she needs for her horse, a lot of people, I think she's asking more along the lines of how do you determine the gullet size of an old saddle. We have, every saddle we build has a serial number on it, so if it's a Coats saddle, we have all the written paper orders that'll tell us the gullet spread. A lot of people try to measure their gullet spreads, and they try to go from concho to concho or something like that, and that's not exactly accurate. How would you measure a gullet on an old saddle?
Well, it's hard without tearing it down, but the only thing you can do, and then the thickness of the skirts, you've got to go on the outside of the skirts where they're tied up in the gullet area, and it's still an iffy deal.
So like that top nail,
yeah,
at the top of your bar spread.
Yeah, but the best thing to do is if you got a Coats saddle, like Myles said, send a serial number in. We got all the paperwork on it for the last 20 years, and we can look at the paperwork and see what the gullet spread is. So that's the best way of doing it.
Okay, next question.